change your mind and open your heart and mind to something new. Hi, I'm Karina, your Healing Arts Astrologer, and I'm here to give you the new moon in Leo report. So this new moon is happening August 4th at 4:12 a.m. This is a busy transitional new moon in this fixed sign of Leo. Now, what is Leo? Leo is all about the matters of the heart, about creation and creativity and self-expression, and really getting to know who we are on a soul level. This is higher self stuff. Now, the lion is the animal the Leo rules. It is a fixed fire sign, and the ruler is the sun. And the sun is about expression, and it is an extension of God's source. The heart is the ruler of Leo, which is the biggest magnetic field in the body, and it radiates outside of ourselves. They say that it also rules the spine, which is the route up the Kundalini awakenings. Now, Aquarius is the opposite of Leo. They are partners of the zodiac, and Pluto will be opposing the Leo energy until 2044, giving this a transformational time in partnerships and relationships, and getting into these deep, lasting connections and learning through it, overcoming power dynamics, control, and manipulation, but rather finding the balance and the simple things that love and partnerships bring. This is the Leo look that I'm going for today. I have the butterfly for the transformation. I have the owl for the wisdom. I have the Hamsa for the protection of the opposition to Pluto. And I have this choker on because of not only Pluto, but we have MEDUSA involved in this Leo energy, because MEDUSA's at 29 degrees of Leo conjunct Venus. It is the center of this yod, and I'll get into that, so stick around. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Venus, the yod, Mercury retrograde, and Uranus aspect to Venus. I'm going to read from the inside degrees, and then I will close with a card reading. And so this video should be fairly digestible. Now, Venus, later in the evening after this new moon exact, so it's around 7:22 p.m., Venus is going to move into Virgo after the exacting from the anaretic degree of 29 degrees of Leo, which is going to be earlier in the day before, and that's where MEDUSA is. And then it will move into the critical 0 degrees of Virgo. MEDUSA is this Greek god. She's a monster. She has snakes coming out of her head, and she turns people into stone just by her stare or that look at her. It is believed that when the beheading of MEDUSA, this symbolized the domination of the patriarchal society, which means sovereign female wisdom has been silenced and her powers had been brought under the control of the male order. Now, a yod is a magical aspect that doesn't happen very often. And this is found with Venus and MEDUSA being the point, the apex planet of this yod. We have Neptune at 29 degrees as a base planet, as well as Pluto in Aquarius. Now, they're both having these conversations of frustration. So let's talk about what a yod is in astrology. Yod is it's also known as the finger of God. Now, this is a rare and significant configuration that occurs when two planets are sextile, which is Neptune and Pluto, and two quincunxes to the one planet, which is the third planet, which is Venus and Medusa. So this creates a narrow triangular shape, and the apex planet is the focus of the energy. It represents a point of tension and a potential for growth. The energies from the two base planets are channeled towards it, and this creates a need for adjustment and adaptation. The base planets provide resources and opportunities, but their sextile aspect means their energies are compatible and supportive, and they offer a harmonious foundation. The quincunx aspect, though, to Venus and Medusa, this requires integration and adjustment. They can create a feeling of discomfort and a need for resolution as the energies involved are incongruent. And so I've explained it, and also another astrologer, Rick Levine, has explained it as like a sound in your periphery that you hear, but you don't know where it's coming from to turn it down or stop the sound, and it can be very annoying. And I have a really good analogy for this. So a yod is like two people that are friends, Neptune and Pluto at this time, and they're ganging up on you, on Venus and Medusa. They understand each other, but both of them don't understand you. And so you have to change and adjust whatever you're doing so they can better understand you. So Venus is in Leo, okay? Medusa's in Leo. And this represents courage, love, relationships, values, like aesthetics as well. And Neptune represents dreams and illusions, spirituality, and the subconscious. But it's also our addictions. It's also our rose-colored glasses that sometimes they don't always help with seeing things that in reality, or not seeing things clearly. So when people say they fall in love, that would be Neptune. Like there was something that you're creating in your mind about this person, and you realize that it is just your imagination that you've made up in your head about who this person is. And then reality sets in and you realize, whoa, this person isn't who I thought. And the thing is we all do this. And no one is perfect. Everyone is human. And we could tend to make these stories up in our head about who a person might be. And so we fall in love. And then when we see the reality and who this person really is, we fall out of love. But it's not about giving up. It's about loving the person that is in front of you for who they actually are. Loving them for their flaws, loving them for their heart and their soul, and loving the whole package. So in relationships and partnerships, we just have to figure out what our values are and what is important to us in relationships. And it really depends on your charts. You know, everyone's so different, and what motivates and drives them is very different. There's some people that have very close Scorpio or Mars placements, and sex is very important to them. But there's other people that value spirituality. So if there's more Neptune or 12th house, some people value family dynamics. So if you have someone that's more of a Cancer energy or Leo energy. Now we have Pluto, and Pluto represents transformation, power, and deep psychological processes. So Venus is the focus. Relationships and values become areas of intense focus and transformation. And you may need to adjust your ideals and your subconscious motivations, that Neptune or that imagination, and undergo significant personal transformation, which is this Pluto. Also, a little tip in relationship is we tend to be in relationships with someone that is our mirror. Either they reflect aspects of ourselves back to us, or they reflect shadow aspects of ourselves back to us. And shadow aspects are aspects that maybe are from our past, that maybe we've already worked through, but you have this person in front of you that hasn't worked through it yet. And so you are kind of their guide and their mirror to help them get through it because you already went through it. That's what's so great about partnerships. That's what's so great about oppositions, because we can't really see each other without a mirror. We need that opposition. We need a mirror to see ourselves. We need this body of water before there were mirrors. There was ponds, water, and you can look at your reflection. Animals see themselves in the reflection of the water. It's very, very interesting relationships dynamics. But now let's get into the Neptune sextile Pluto. Now, this is spiritual and transformative energies that support each other, providing a powerful backdrop for changes in our love life and our values. So maybe we valued before freedom or sex or surface relationships. Maybe we valued money, and now we're adapting and we're evolving into transforming and loving and valuing closeness and depth and respect and shared values and stuff like that. Now, there's a quincunx, right? This is the adjustment. So we may face challenges integrating your idealistic and your spiritual perspectives with deep transformative change. Okay, this could manifest as confusion or power struggles in relationships, requiring you to find a new balance. Arnold Palmer, love them. Now, the practical steps for this yod is first awareness. Recognize the areas of your life being highlighted by the yod. So wherever 29 degrees of Leo is in your chart is then adopted. Be willing to adjust and integrate conflicting energies. And lastly, growth. Use the supportive sextile aspects to facilitate personal transformation. So looking at where 29 degrees of Pisces is and 0 degrees of Aquarius is in your natal birth chart. But if you don't have any fucking clue what I'm talking about or how to read this, and you would like a transit reading from me to interpret it for you, you can head over to my website and I'll do the heavy lifting for you because I work out. All right, I'm just being silly. It's getting kind of late. I'm kind of tired and this wig itches, so I cannot wait to get it off. Now, oh yeah, I have my moon earrings on because it's a new moon and I love new moons. But Mercury is in Virgo. Okay, so Mercury is the planet of the mind. It's our communication. It's communicating with the healer and the wounded female and reaping the harvest from our hard work through our words. So speaking healing energies, speaking life, not ripping people apart with your nitpicky, critical word. We want to, that's the thing about Mercury and Virgo, or Virgo Venus placements, Virgo period. They want to make things better. They are the healers of the zodiac. They are the female. They are the harvest. They're Virgin Mary. And the shadow aspects of this Virgo energy is just being critical on everyone, because you're critical on yourself. You expect things to be a certain way and they're not a certain way. You expect a person to be a certain way and they're just not. And so instead of like nitpicking something, you heal it with your energy and your words. So it could be like, you know, I care and love you so much. I would love to see you being more mindful about what you put in your body. So there's certain ways of communicating than being a bitch, because I know Virgos can be bitches. They can. No one likes them when they're in their shadow energy. They could be very blunt and direct. You're a loser. You don't clean up. You smell like you smell, get away from me, or your breath stinks, go brush your teeth. Okay, this is a very Mercury Virgo thing. So we want to be aware of this nitpicking, critical energy of this sign. We could be overly critical on ourselves, our relationships, our partnerships, our friends, and then we end up creating tension and miscommunications, because guess what? Mercury is turning retrograde on this new moon and goes direct at 21 degrees of Leo. So it's retrograding at 4 degrees of Virgo and then going direct at 21 degrees of Leo. So look in your chart.
If you would like a reading, you can head over, go ahead and you can go to my website and you can click on the Mercury retrograde report. I'm doing it for only $50.
Mercury governs the mind, communication, technology. And so when Mercury is retrograde, these areas often experience disruptions, affecting many aspects of our life. It could be work, it could be relationships, it could be travel, driving. Okay, we can see a lot more accidents happening at this time because people aren't thinking clearly. They're not communicating. Like, oh, I forgot to put on my blinker and I, forgot to look over my shoulder and I just like ran into this car on the freeway. And now I have to contact my insurance and my insurance is going to go up. And then, okay, so this is the kind of stuff that it's a warning. It's not, the probability is just higher during Mercury retrograde. Also because Mars and Jupiter are in Gemini. So our minds, we're moving fast. We're moving a lot faster than our mind is. So that's dangerous, right? You could be like, oh, I'm going to grab this hot iron. But then your mind was like, oh, I just turned it off. So now I've got a burn mark on my hand kind of thing, right? So we want to be very mindful of these kinds of energies. Now the planet is going retrograde. Now it just appears to be moving backwards from our perspective on Earth. It is an optical illusion. So the planet isn't actually reversing its course. Normally, planets move forward. So retrograde motions can create unstable energy. Notably, the sun and the moon, so Leo and Cancer energies, they never go retrograde. So Mercury governs the mind, communication, technology, and so what signs are affected by this? Geminis and Virgos. When Mercury is retrograde, these areas often experience disruptions affecting many aspects of our life. So where in your life will your slowdown be? Contact me if you don't know. The next aspect is Uranus square Venus and MEDUSA. And the reason why this is an aspect that I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to talk about them all because we have a short amount of time, because of the yod. So this is a part of the yod. Now Uranus is in Taurus, and we already know that Uranus and Mars met in the sky July 15th, which the application of Mars moving closer to Uranus was the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. This is unexpected, sudden things. Okay, this is violence. This is head injuries. We also had our first police officer that was killed on duty in Vacaville, it just breaks my heart. And it's scary. I have a lot of my family that is and loved ones that are in the police force. So my heart goes out to the family that lost their husband and their dad. And this was unexpected. There was quite a few things that have been affected in my little world that got affected by this Uranus-Mars conjunction. This Uranus had this conversation with Mars, and now it's squaring Venus and Medusa. So Mars is the masculine, Venus is the feminine. And Medusa, she is kind of one of those archetypes, is one of an angry female, okay, that has been abused and raped. And her magic and her hopes of like this knight in shining armor has been stripped from her, and she's angry. She's hard, and she's projecting that hurt and that anger and that violation onto the people around her. Okay, so this is not a very fun aspect. There is tension between the need for stability and tradition and the desire for excitement and dramatic expression in love with the Venus and Leo. The key themes would be sudden changes in relationships, conflict between stability and excitement, financial fluctuations, and creative ideas. Now, the tips to navigate this transit would be to embrace change, be flexible, communicate openly and honestly and clearly, which is going to be challenging with this Mercury retrograde, but nonetheless, we still need to navigate this aspect in our relationships. We also need to balance our need for security and our desire for this excitement. This may involve trying new things within the safety of a committed relationship instead of just throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Avoid making big financial decisions or big purchases at this time. Embrace meditation time, quiet time, to get these downloads, these creative downloads, these ideas. Change is not avoidable at this time. So adaptability is your best friend. And lastly, and never leastly, self-care. That's what Leos are best at. And prioritize your emotional and your mental well-being. Now, let's get into the inside degrees. Inside degrees. Inside degrees. I'm just going to read it like I used to read it, where 1 is 0 and 30 is 29. I'm going to read the 12th degree of Leo because that's what this new moon is about. The mouth of the Amazon River. Rarely can you get to the central place and stay there. But if destiny is fast and free, you do abide in the heart of creation and you never leave this spot. A host of virtues and gifts are showered upon you as you hold this post with supreme and personal self-command. The most outstanding of these qualities is a faith and a confidence in the powers that be, which can move any mountain. And accompanying this trait is an unworldliness which hosts or orchestrates a threshold awareness. An open door becomes between worlds, opening the door between worlds. You entirely live for the cosmic and the universal, the inner source spring. And what you perceive along this path is how everything goes out from here over all the world, and everything returns to here, so that the highest and the truest can once again be sparkled into the shared stream and known to be pulsating alive and self-renewing in the most rapturous gesture of moving with whatever is asked. Wow. And I just saw Twister 2. It was a pretty good movie with really good eye candy. And, you know, one of the characters really had to overcome her fear. And that's what this new moon is asking us, to overcome the things that are holding us heavy to the old world, the things that are weighing on us, that we would just want to be free. We just want to stop overthinking. We just want to jump into the arms of the ones that we love. We want to jump into the opportunity and the desires of our heart. But we have all these limitations that we give ourselves, and these fears that, like, are, you know, fear is false. It's false appearing real. And so we want to be flexible when this powerful waters of change are upon us. Know thyself first, and then love thyself, and then share that love with others. Share it with the world. Our world is shifting, and our daily routines will look much different in the future, and our careers will evolve. The more that we awaken to our true higher self, which is the Holy Spirit, some might say, okay, and realize that the matrix that we are navigating, we will be aligned to the courage to rise against the system of corrupt greed, slavery of its people, and the death that we are fed. We cannot let these foolish people that is killing the love and the peace to continue to survive in the new awakened and ascended world. These are foolish leaders, foolish political parties, and they're creating the division and the separation that we see today, and the wars that have been just ravaging the women and children, and the peace around the world. It angers me that I can't do anything about it. And the little things that I can do is just create more of this, you know, do my videos, spread awareness, and use your critical thinking and be flexible. I've changed. And it's okay to change your mind. You know, you don't have to be, if you were born into one party, it doesn't mean that you have to vote that party. You can ask questions. You could have been born into a party and then you ended up, you know, needing the help of another party. So of course you have to switch parties, because we're voting on what we need, what society needs, what humanity needs at the time. And that fluctuates and it changes. We can't always be codependent parents. There's a time when we have to let our kids grow up, take care of themselves, and be independent, right? There are times to help, and there's a time to allow people to evolve and to grow and to learn and to be themselves and not being controlled. So there is an ebb and flow in everything, just like cycles of the moon, right? We have new moons and full moons every month. We have years with 4 different seasons that are constantly repeating. We have seasons of growth, seasons of culmination, and seasons of death. So with that being said, let's talk about one more aspect, and that's Pluto. Pluto is at 0 degrees of Aquarius right now. It is retrograde. Okay. And Pluto's going to retrograde into Capricorn at 29 degrees one more time. It will be in Capricorn for September, October, November. Okay. Parts of November. This will be the last time Pluto will be in Capricorn for the rest of our life. It's been there for the last 16 years. Pluto entered into Capricorn in 2008, what was happening for you? What is ending for you that had started in 2008, and where are you evolving to next? That is the question. So working out all remaining karmas, that's what the 29th degree of Capricorn is, and be free. So working out all the remaining karmas and be free, and an intense focus on soul evolution. The path and the journey of ascension, with the body honored and the world renewed. Progressive evolution draws you through your mistakes into all that can be. We may see things moving backwards, looking like the old world is going to repeat and take over again. It's like we're fucking dumb. Like we just keep repeating history. What is the point of learning about history if we're going to keep repeating it over and over and over and over and over? It's like, come on, people, wake up. Wake that brain up. We need change. We need to try something new. We can't just stay in our karmic cycles of our families, generation after generation after generation. It's like a hamster on a damn hamster wheel. It's like the ape. The little ape thing that I learned in psychology. I have a degree in psychology, and the apes were in the room and they kept getting electrocuted on the ladder to go get the bananas. Hey, Alexa, stop listening to me.
There's a microphone off button on Echo Smart speakers, which electronically disconnects the microphones.
Okay, perfect.
When pushed, a red light appears.
Okay, I
and
got
your device won't process any sound.
Okay. Yeah, you little spy. Okay, so where was I? I'm so sad. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So they climb the ladder and they want to get these bananas, right? And so every time a monkey would get on the ladder, it would get shocked. Okay. And so then they would allow a new monkey to come in the room. The new monkey didn't know that the ladder would electrocute him. So he wanted to get the bananas. So he goes to get on the ladder, and the rest of the monkeys were like, no, don't get on the ladder. And so eventually they turned off the electric ladder and they moved out the old monkeys that all got electrocuted. And the only monkeys that were in there were the monkeys that never had been electrocuted, because they never tried to climb the ladder to get the fucking bananas, because the other monkeys warned them that if they climb the ladder, they'll get shocked. But the thing is here, and the moral of the story is, just because this generation got shocked by trying to get the bananas doesn't mean that this generation will get shocked, because now it's free to ascend up the ladder to get that independence, to get the food, to get the banana, and not have to wait for people, humans, to give them the bananas. They can get it whenever they want. But because they've been told by their parents and their grandparents and their grandparents' parents that they will get shocked, they never went to go get the bananas. And they were free to do so the whole time. So we need one smart fucking monkey. We need one monkey to show the rest of the monkeys in this world how to climb to the top to get their coins. So that's the moral of the story. Now, I digressed with the monkey story, but I thought it was important to tell y'all So the path and the journey of ascension with the body and honored in the world renewed. See, we're in renewed. Progression, evolution draws you through your mistakes into all that can be. You may see things going backwards like the old world will repeat, but we will soon see the shift in consciousness arise to the new occasion of the betterment of humanity as Pluto moves back into Aquarius in November. Oh, that's when elections are. What's going to happen, guys? What kind of change are we going to make? Are we going to stand up and rise against this stupid two-party system and make a difference back into, after this retrograde, back into Capricorn in September for Pluto's final conversations with the god of karma and time, after him being there since 2008. So the split is happening. This is why I started my YouTube channel in 2017, to just start preparing everyone for this time that we're going through right now. So don't let me down. Give me a like, give me a comment, share. Tell me what your ambitions are, what you want to see in the world. I want to see all those comments below, because the split is happening. Will you be the monkey of the sheep? A part of the old system, the old world, which is a part of the problem? Or will you rise to the all new consciousness, the one consciousness of God and Goddess power, and the knowing that we create our reality? We support our reality by what we buy the attention. Where attention goes, energy flows to the attention and to what we subscribe to. In the new world, manifestation is fast. I said that in the that one article that I wrote about ascension and the Final Fantasy, using the Final Fantasy 13, I think it was. But what you search on your phones and on the internet, what you talk about, Alexa hears, Siri hears, we're all being targeted and traced and categorized. And who the hell knows if, those, like the medication or the vaccines are being spread out, different mixtures, kind of like we have the 3 different shots, right? If they're targeting certain age groups or minorities or generations, or like, we don't know, but like they're getting a lot of information from our electronics and the algorithms, and everything is like out there. Like there's no privacy for us anymore. So what we search or what we talk about and our thoughts are downloaded into the algorithms that will feed you more and more of your reality. And the more of that reality will be that in which you're searching and you're talking about. So choose wisely as to what you create. And I'm going to end that there. Let's do a card reading. Sorry, I got really passionate, but I think that that needs to happen. You guys, like, sometimes you gotta just gotta spill the beans, It's like I have so much stuff that's been going through like my head for, and trying to get it out in tangible, biteable pieces for like people that are not that don't have like the knowledge or the how to, or even like have thought about these things to understand. Now, I did do a video, I think it was a couple of years ago, and it was a video that I was getting a lot of downloads and information prophetically. And I talked about how our voices the freedom of speech would be being affected, and that did come to fruition, and we're seeing that now, how we're being censored, and our voices aren't being heard in the new world, which is online, and that's a part of our constitutional rights. So I just want that also for people to be aware. So the card that I got is the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. I relish in life's treasures. So it did come out reversed, but I will read both and see whatever applies to you. Riches, freedom, wealth, and luxury. Oh my God, Venus being at the apex of this yod. So this is a woman. She's wearing a gold dress, watches over a wide open dunes escape. She observes an eagle ascend towards the sun, and the eagle is after the phoenix. So it's like Scorpio, and that's the scorpion, and then Sagittarius is the phoenix rising from the ashes of Scorpio, and then Sagittarius is, I think, the eagle, Capricorn. But and the gold is actually a Leo color, which is kind of cool. So both consist of equal light and shadow, harmonizing yet contrasted. The eagle's luxurious opens its wings above the rose-colored sand, surrounded by stars, suns, and golden orbs representing wealth and abundance. Now, with this card upright, it shows that you have conjured up a sky full of treasures all on your own. Your efforts are now beginning to pay off, literally and metaphorically. Look around you and see all that you have manifested and accomplished, for it is quite remarkable. Often we forget that what we now have is what we could have only dreamed of in the past. Take a breather to soak it all in. You've earned it. Your riches can now support your emotional and energetic liberation, as long as you don't attach to the material in itself. You're continuing to self-sufficiently build the opportunity to live according to your fullest potential. Spread your wings and fly free. When you create inner harmony and balance, the universe matches your energy. Helping yourself helps everyone and everything. Now, this card reversed would be self-doubt devalues your true significance. Instead of focusing on your shadows, what would it take to understand them in harmony with your light? If you don't feel you deserve what you desire, it is time to dismantle these false beliefs. This will require you to release any negative concepts or guilt that you attach to wealth, whether they're literal or metaphorical. Recognize yourself as a part of an abundant universe. You were always meant to bask in riches. At the same time, stay congruent that your value will never be defined by what you own. Wealth can support you in flying truly free and should never incarnate you. Pause and investigate what noble pursuits you truly priceless to you. That's truly priceless to you. So the radiance for this card is spoil yourself. This is Leo season. Love yourself, pamper yourself, take a vacation, have a break, get a massage, lay by the pool. The tarot card wants you to give yourself permission to splurge on something special that serves as a physical reminder of who you truly are in all of your abundance. That's beautiful, but just remember, not too big of a purchase. We don't want to go buy a $100,000 car right now during this yod and this Mercury retrograde. So let's keep that in mind, okay? I got sparkles and a rose floating in there because it's Leo season. And I made rose glittery, shimmering ice cubes. And now every drink has sparkles in it. Because Leos be sparkling. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's shuffle these cards. That one came out. Wow, it's called a Rixbite. Never heard of that one. It's associated with an Aries or a Taurus moon. Timing, action, and change. Timing is everything, and the Rixbite, that couldn't be truer. So this is the crystal. Has an impeccable knack for the right timing and can encourage you to try new things, pursue an opportunity, and change anything that needs an update. Rixbite opens the connection between your base chakra and your heart chakra and infuses you with unconditional love for yourself and others. Rixbite encourages energy expressed as action, movement, and progression to move towards true alignment between you and your soul. Update what's outdated with joy and recharge your life. And we have a local crystal shop in Port Costa. If you're in the Bay Area, Sarah runs the shop. So go find yourself some Rixbite. All right. I just got this deck right here. It's like an art oracle. So I wanted to pick from there. I got it from the Buy Nothing community page. And we're going to see if there's something in here that speaks or rings true. I'll pick one more oracle, and then I'll end with a couple of tarots, just see if anything wants to come out. So I'll take this one. The Buick Mr. Fuller. So live to serve to solve. Invent the words by which you live your life. Great heights are best seen from your lowest point. So look, it's exactly what I was talking about. We learn a lot when we are at the bottom. When there's only one way to go is up. We learn a great deal when we're at the bottom. When we are going through the most in life, where we feel like, oh my God, that's where the saying comes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That is the card of strength. And to live, to serve, and to serve, to solve. So what are we solving? What problems in the world, in our communities, in our homes, in our families that we're solving? And we need to invent the words by which we live our life. So let's try to practice what we preach. Okay? I'm always doing that, because that's why I make these videos, so I could rewatch it when the new moon comes. And then, because I always forget, I have to rewatch it. I'm like, what was the advice I wanted to tell myself? Because, never know. Never know what's going to happen, really. I do these reports in advance. And then when I listen to it after the new moon passed, so new moons are felt after, full moons are felt before. So we will feel this after the new moon, which is August 4th. And my birthday is August 12th. So happy birthday, me. Is there anything here for the collective for this New moon in Leo. Oh, I don't like that card. The Ten of Swords. Look, we might have some problems, okay? We might feel hurt and rejected, and that we have just, maybe this was just a point in our relationship that we had that was karmic, and maybe it was just like, it killed us. It killed our heart. It killed like our soul. And like, we're trying to rebuild ourselves from that, but we don't ever want to stay here. Like we picked that card, like we learn everything when we're at the bottom. Okay. So whoever is still here with me, maybe you've had a really hard time in past relationships. And the universe is saying that you had to go through the worst in order to appreciate the best. The Two of Cups are two people coming together with shared feelings for each other. They're both interested. They both have something to add to each other's life. Okay. This is good. Now what? Oh. And there is the Nine of Cups. Okay, so there is a lot of options. There's a lot of options that are being revealed. And sometimes with too many options becomes too much thought. And when we overthink things in our emotions, it could pass us by. This is also true emotional happiness, and this is inner happiness and indulgence. So we want to make sure that we aren't drinking out of all these 9 cups, if you know what I'm saying. This, you need to make a choice. You need to find out what cup you want to drink from. Okay? You can't be having multiple men or multiple ladies. You might have options, but you know which one is right for you. You do. You know. Because in your heart, you know what your values are. You know what you want. Oh, how did I pick up this deck again? I guess it's not done. Oh my God, the Emperor. And once you know what you want, you gotta go for it. You gotta just make it happen. That's the Emperor. The Emperor makes it happen. Either you shit or you get off the pot. That's what my mom would always say. Shit or get off the pot. My grandma would say that too. But make it happen. You also want to be flexible. You also want to have discipline. You also want to take initiative. And this, I'm going to pull from this and see if there's anything else that wants to come up. Whoa! I love when it just like pops out. The Eight of Cups. All right. So there is definitely some people that you're going to have to walk away from. There's things, there's situations, there's situationships, there's relationships that you're going to have to walk away from in order to have this. Okay? Because when this happens, when we get hurt, we get guarded. Okay? And then we want to just have multiple options. We want to have greed. We want to have it all. And what Spirit is saying is you have to choose one. You have to take action and commit to it. And you're going to have to leave. You're going to have to, if you don't pick, you're going to be abandoned. trying one more time to reverse indecision, aimlessly walking away. But this is trying one more time. So it could be a past relationship that you're indecisive on whether you want to stay and give this person another try, or if you want to withdraw and leave this situation. But this is also telling me intuitively that when you have this, you're going to have to walk away from something emotionally to really get this, okay? And I'm going to pick from the magic deck or symbols for meditation. Woo, woo, woo. The Labyrinth, transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration and enlightenment. Yeah, I mean, during this time right now, there's lots of changes happening in the world at large. And the most important thing during change is having support system, having friendships, having relationships, and being a community that's strong and making change and evolution. So thank you for joining. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for commenting. And yeah, I'm excited to host another Paint and Sip at William Welch Winery on August 25th. And this will be for, I think, the full moon in Aquarius, or the new moon. Let's see. It will be the new moon in Virgo. So maybe we can paint something that has to do with harvest, maybe flowers in a garden. I just did a flower painting, and I think I might want to teach that one or something very similar. So if you would like to sign up for the Paint and Sip, you can either go to Venmo and Venmo me at Lucid Living Coach, or you can go to my website. I think I figured out how to do that. But thank you so much, and I will see you on the next video.